Okay, good morning everybody. It is like Thursday. Wow, it's October. I love it. It's October 1st. Beautiful weather so far. I think we're pretty lucky. So anyway, I miss you guys. Hopefully first period we're going to have a great Zoom meeting. We're going to talk about this a little bit, but we're talking about this division of polynomials because we have already added, right? We've subtracted and we've even multiplied, but we haven't divided because dividing is a little bit tougher to do. So with division of polynomials, it's a lot like long division. That's why I thought I'd start out with long division, okay? Now it's a little bit tedious, okay? So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to use colors and I'm going to go slowly, okay? So I'm going to model what's here in regular old long division with what's going to be here, okay? So I'll go slowly. Take some time. So in long division, if you're a kid and you were in 4th or 5th grade, you learn long division. You say, okay, well 5, obviously it doesn't go to 3, but 5 goes into 34 6 times. So you'd say, okay, you put a 6 here, okay? Got it? Now, let's go down here and do the same thing. So we're going to go step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step until you see it, okay? So then, x plus 3, but we're really going to divide by is just x, okay? Because the plus 3 we're going to bring along, but we just divide by the x, by the first term, okay, by the big term, okay? So, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to divide, hold on, grab a pencil, because I need to erase. I'm going to divide x into 4x to the 4th. Same thing, like 5 goes into 34, x goes into 4x cubed. So if you're not sure how to divide x into 4x cubed, what you can do is a little division on the side, a little side division. What is 4x to the 4th divided by x, and hopefully you recognize that just becomes an x cubed, okay? So 4x cubed, sorry, x goes into x. So we're going to put a 4x cubed here. What we did in 6th grade then is we went 5 times 6, and we got 30, right? And here we do the same thing. We're going to go x times 4x cubed, which makes a 4x to the 4th. X times 4x cubed is 4x to the 4th. And now we got to think about 3, because we got to also multiply the 3. You got to multiply the whole thing. So then 3 times 4x cubed makes a 12x cubed. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. 3 times 4x cubed makes a positive 12x cubed. So I want to line them up. See, they're lined up, x to the 4th, x to the 4th, x cubed, okay? All right. Up above, what did we do back in 5th grade, 4th grade? We subtracted, right? We subtracted, and we wind up with a 4. Okay, that's easy. What are we going to do down here? Same thing. We're going to subtract. Okay. So I got to be careful because I also have to subtract the 12. So I'm going to do the trick I did the other day. I'm going to bring through the negative, right? So make them both negative. Bring through the negative just to make sure I don't make a mistake by double negative. So 4x to the 4th cancels out, right? That's gone, that's gone. Then I've got a negative 2x cubed minus a 12x cubed makes a negative 14x cubed. Okay, so just subtracted. Negative 2x cubed minus, because I subtracted 12x cubed. Okay, all right, let's go back up here. What did I do next? I brought down my 5. Okay, so my 5 comes down right there. So I do the same thing. What comes down? Well, the next term, which is my x squared, plus a 1x squared. Same process. Then I'm dividing 5 into the 45, not into here, but 5 goes into 45, goes in 9 times, so put a 9 right here, right? And then I'll do the same thing. I'll take the x, and I'll divide x into the first term. I'm going to go x into negative 14x cubed. Same process. But if I'm not sure how to do that, okay, I do a little division on the side, minus 14x cubed divided by x. X goes into x cubed, x squared times, so I get a negative 14x squared. Okay, so if the 9 up here, x goes into negative 14x cubed, a negative 14x squared. Okay, so I'm going to continue this process. So again, back up here we'll go, because we're trying to parallel the two. 5 goes into 45 9 times, so I multiply 5 times the 9, I get a 45, right? And I'll subtract. Here I'll do the same thing, but I got to remember the 3. That's why I like my pencil, because I can erase this. I'm going to take the x times the negative 14x squared, which makes a negative 14x cubed. And I also take the 3. Don't forget the 3. I can take the 3 times the negative 14x cubed, which I think is 42, a negative 42x squared. Okay? Well, just like above, I'm subtracting, right? So here I'd subtract 45 minus 45, and I'd get 0. On the second one, then, I got to be careful. I've got double negatives. Double negatives. See the double negatives? So I like to try the trick that I did before. I just bring the negative through, so that makes that a positive. A negative makes that a positive. Okay? So then I'm going to subtract. Negative 14x cubed, positive 14x cubed cancel each other out. Okay? Then I add, and here, because I changed the double negative, and I'll get a 43. 43x squared. Okay? All right, back up here. What did I do next? I brought down the 1. Okay? Do the same thing. I'll bring down the negative 3x. Okay? Same process. 5 goes into 1 0 times. Okay? Up here, x goes into, remember doing this, x into my 43x squared, so 43x squared divided by x. Well, x cancels next, so I'm just left with 43x. So it goes in a positive 43x, a positive 43x. Okay, what I do up here, I multiply 5 times 0 is 0. Okay, what am I going to do here? I'm going to multiply x times my, not multiplying that anymore, erase that. So multiplying x times 43x gives me a 43x squared, positive 43x squared, and then the 3 times 43, I need a calculus, 43 times 3, and I get an answer of, 129. Whew, big numbers. But I'm going to get a positive, nope, positive 129, right? Positive 129. Okay. And then I'm going to add them, subtract them, right? Subtract. Here I'll get a 1. Oh, a different color. I want the same color, so I go 1. And here I'm going to subtract also. But I have to be careful because I'm subtracting all the way through. So I'll bring the negative through. I'm going to subtract that and subtract that, right? So I subtract and I get 0. And then I get a negative 132x. Okay. Now, we're almost done. 5 does not go into 1. We're done. So what we're going to do is have a remainder. But we don't write as remainder 1. That's silly because that's like, so bogus. We're going to write it as 1/5. There's my answer. 691/5. The second one down here, slide down the 5, and I can still do a little bit more. I can do a little bit more. X goes into 132x. Well, it goes 132 times, but if you're not sure, negative 132x divided by x is just negative 132. So we know it goes in negative 132 times. And then I'm going to multiply. This times this makes a negative 132x. Oops, there we go. And 3 times 132, I don't know. 3 times 132 is 396. And it's going to be a negative 396. I'm going to subtract, but you see all the double negatives, so I bring the negative through and I positive, right? And then I wind up with 400, was that 401? Probably 401. Now, here's the deal. X does not go in, there's no x's. So it doesn't go in evenly. So we're going to have a remainder like we did up here. So my remainder So you ready? X does not go to 401. So we're going to have a remainder. So that's my remainder. But we don't write as a remainder. We write as a fraction, like we did up above. So we're going to say plus 401 divided by over what we divided by, which is our x plus 3. Whew, that's a lot of work. Man, so this is the way you'd have to do it if there wasn't a trick. And I have a trick that I'm going to show you, but it only works. The trick only works if you have x plus a number. So this is long division. Let me show you another way to do it. So the second way to do it is called synthetic division. Now this is what you really want to pay attention for, because if I completely confused you a little bit, you're going to be doing a little bit more of this in pre-calculus and maybe as an extra. But what we really want to learn is synthetic division. So synthetic division is a really cool little thing. So check it out. Here's how synthetic division works. Now, synthetic division is like upside down division. So start with this. I'm going to put lots of notes. Start with this. Start with an upside down division sign, okay? Now we do synthetic division. Our x's are going to be invisible, okay? X's are invisible. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to put a 4, x to the 4th, minus 2, x cubed, plus 1, x squared, minus 3, x, and then 4. Okay? Now, I'm going to put this, what I call my adder line. No such word as adder, but that's my adder line. And right down here below this 4, that's where my remainder goes. Okay? So that's how I start out with synthetic division. And we'll do this again in Zoom. Okay? Upside down division sign. The numbers are here, but the variables are invisible. And then, since we're adding, we always take the opposite of this. Always. Always, always, always. We're going to take the opposite. We're going to take and make that a negative 3. Always the opposite. If it says positive 3, we make it a negative 3. If it were a negative 3, we make it a positive 3. Okay, so here we go. We're ready to do this. So step 1. Bring the first term or the first number all the way down. Bring the 4 straight down. Just slide it down. Bring down the 4. Just boom, put the 4 there, okay? Just bring the first number straight down. Step 2, we're going to multiply. Step 2, we're going to multiply. So I'm going to go 4 times. I'm going to go 4 times negative 3. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to take my 4 times my negative 3, which is a negative 12. I'm going to put it right here. And then I'm going to add. Okay? Negative 2, negative 12 makes a negative 14. I'm going to multiply. Okay? Gives me a positive 42. Negative 14 times 3 is a positive 42. So I'll put my positive 42 here. I'm going to add. Get a positive 43. I'm going to multiply. 43 times negative 3, and I get a negative 129. Put it there. Negative 129. Okay? And then add. And I get negative 132. And then I multiply. And I get a positive 396, sorry. Okay, so I multiply, negative 132 times 3, and I get 396. Then I add, and I get a 400. Okay? So, almost the same problem, right? If I take a look at what we had, almost the same problem except for I had a 5 there. And we're going to get nearly the same answer. But remember, the x's were invisible, so let's bring it back. So what we did, so we really did divide by x, so my answer is going to be 1 less power. So my answer, when we bring back the x's, let's bring back x's, is going to be 1 less degree. So this is not going to be a 4x to the 4th. It's going to be a 4x cubed minus a 14x squared plus a 43x minus 132 plus, now this remainder, plus 400 over, well, what did I divide by? I can bring back the x's. I divided by x plus 3. Okay, that is my answer. It's a lot easier than long division. But synthetic division only works with some x plus a number or x minus a number, okay? So example 4, let's do one more. Let's get the hang of this, okay? So step 1, upside down division sign. Okay, start there. X's are invisible. Now, we got to be careful. This is a trick. Don't let it trick you. Don't let it trick you. There are 0x to the 4th right there. Okay, there's none. So we got to make sure we remember that we got to put the 0 in, okay? So we're going to go 5 for 5x to the 5th. We're going to go 0. Don't forget, we got to have the 0 because we need a spot for the x to the 4th. Then 3 for the 3x cubed plus the 4 for 4x squared minus 4 and then 1. Okay, so we just put in the numbers. The x's are invisible. Put our adder line. This is my adder line. I know there's no such word as adder, but I like that. Below the 1, we'll put this little box in here, and that's my remainder. Okay, so let's take the opposite of that number. So I'm going to put a positive 2 here, and we're set. It's time to begin. Step 1. Bring down the first term. Just bring down the 5. Boom. And multiply. Multiply, okay? 2 times 5 is 10. Add. 0 plus 10 is 10. Multiply. 2 times 10 is 20. Stick with my colors. Add. This is my adder line. 3 plus 20 is 23. Multiply. 23 times 2 is a 46. Add. 46 plus 4 is 50. Multiply. 2 times 50 is 100. Add. A negative 4 and 100 makes it 96. Multiply. You get 96 times 2 is 192. And then add 1 plus 192 is 193. Okay, so here's my answer. Let's bring back the x's, because the x's are invisible. So it started as an x to the 5th, 1 less power, okay? So my answer is 5. Taking these numbers here, my answer is a 5x to the 4th plus a 10x cubed plus a 23x squared plus a 50x plus 96 plus my remainder of 193 over what I divided by over x minus 2. Okay, we will definitely practice this in our Zoom meeting because it is hard and complicated, but I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to try it.